Hi Gemini, welcome to your February part 2 general love reading. This is your girl, Mermaid Scales Tarot. Thank you so much for joining me here. This is a general love reading for the Sun, Moon, Rising Venus, and or any other strong placement for the sign of Gemini. This is a general reading, so please keep that in mind, to only take what resonates with you and leave what doesn't for someone who really needs to hear these messages. Hi Crosswatchers, you're very welcome here if you're interested in a Gemini. Who wouldn't be? I'd like to remind Gemini and Crosswatchers that energy is fluid. This simply means you may feel like I'm describing a certain situation in the reading, or you may feel the roles are flipped or reversed, and that's completely okay. You're more than welcome to use your own discretion to flip those roles if that resonates with your specific situation the best. So this is a February part 2. This could either be an extension or even a brand new reading for those that didn't really feel like the first February reading was really for you. I hope this February part 2 will provide someone out there with the clarity, insight, healing, and guidance in regards to someone's honest feelings or intentions towards you right now in this moment. I'm excited to do this. I hope you are too. Let's go ahead and get this reading started. I'm first going to use my sound bowl here to clear, set the energy, and do a mini meditation with you guys. But if you just want to jump right on into the card pull to see what the cards have to say, check out the pinned comment below with all the timestamps. For those of you here with me now, thank you so much for joining me. It really does help me connect to your energy by doing this. So I'm going to ask everyone to take a deep breath in. I'm going to ring the sound bowl 3 times, and during that time, I just want you to open up your energy, to ask the questions you have about your love life. If there is a certain someone, start thinking about them now. We'll see what Spirit has to say. So let's go ahead and take that deep breath in. And tune into the energy of Gemini. All right, Gemini, let's go ahead and see what messages Spirit has for you about someone that wants to come forward for your reading, that has romantic feelings or intentions towards you right now in this moment, whether you are single or taken, whether you're currently in a connection with this energy or in separation with this energy. I just want to ask who is lingering around your energy, why they are, if this is continuous or something that someone just doesn't have the courage to say yet. Let's see their honest thoughts and feelings about you right now, Gemini. So who's connecting to Gemini's energy? I'm seeing the letter K, as in Kyle, as in Kristen, first, middle, last initial may mean something to someone. I'm also seeing someone's last text message was just like a K. Like, really, like, all right, cool, K. Interesting. Tell me more. Okay. We have addiction. Interesting. And it says codependent, obsession, possession, controlling, has a block and restraint. This is someone who has an addiction or feels like they are addicted to you, Gemini, that they're obsessive with you. I won't go into the realm of obsession yet. I will pull more cards before we get there, but yeah, this person feels very much like they're still attached to you. They're very much have feelings for you. They very much can't get over their feelings for you. The letter A is also sticking out to me now, as an Anya, as an Alan, first, middle, last initial. But yeah, it seems like this person isn't able to kind of let you go emotionally, romantically. They are very much emotional about you, Gemini. The thought of you, the breakup, the separation makes them really emotional and act out on their emotions. You know, I almost feel Cancer energy with this, maybe Pisces energy for some of you. Obviously that's not for everyone, but let's pull some more cards. This could also be, of course, someone that is struggling with an addiction right now. Okay. I just heard freckles too. I wonder if someone has notable freckles on their face, on their shoulders, on their arms. Tell me more about this energy for Gemini that's circling around Gemini that wants to make an appearance for Gemini's reading. Okay. Attraction. And it says you attract romantic love by enjoying this moment fully. You know, we can go by what the words on the card says, but honestly, with this card coming out and what I feel is that the attraction towards you is still very, very, very strong. This may be a case of unrequited love that they may feel you have for them, Gemini, that you are not as interested, but they can't just put you aside. I wonder if this is like, okay, so for some of you, this could definitely be someone you were involved with romantically, but this could also be someone that I feel you guys maybe like dated a couple times, or like, you know, gave them a small chance for a period and it just wasn't working out. You didn't really like feel there was like much to go off of, or you had different interests or different goals. I don't know. But like it feels you were able to let go of this a lot faster, a lot easier than this person is. Like they fixated on you. They imagined you two being together. They held you on a high pedestal. They had high hopes for the two of you. And so the block or the separation or you pulling back really has sent them in a tizzy, is the best way to describe it. I'm literally seeing like a spiral right now. So they may literally even be spiraling due to this. Okay. Not to be weird here, if they have like an article of clothing of yours that you left behind one time, they still smell it. I'll just throw that out there. No judgment, just confirmation for someone. Okay, tell me more. What does this person want to say to Gemini? Mask. Honestly, I pretend to be someone I'm not because being vulnerable feels uncomfortable. I wonder if this is someone you have to see. I don't know if you work with them, or I don't know if it's like the same friend group or something like that. They're really trying to mask their feelings. They're really trying to pretend like everything's okay, and it's not. And I feel like you guys could like be around each other enough where you like are acquainted, or you can hang out and there's like no hard feelings on your end, but it's like a struggle for them to be around you. And yeah, they're emotionally in a little bit of a mess and confliction over you, Gemini, because they still have very, very strong feelings for you. They still are very attracted to you. They still feel like there was more that was meant to happen between the two of you that didn't. So they're upset. I can see that here very clearly. Let's go ahead and get the tarot out and dive deeper into this. So with the tarot, I'm going to ask how they feel about you right now. What do they think of you? What do they like about you? What do they not like about you? What do they like about the connection they have with you currently? And what do they not like about it? And what are their highest hopes and deepest fears in regards to this connection with you, Gemini? What are they really hoping is going to happen and unfold between the two of you? And what are they afraid of? Wow. Yeah. This is making a lot of sense. I'll, of course, explain the cards once they're all out. Yeah. Excuse me. Okay. Yeah. So, bottom of the deck, we have the Moon card. Not surprised to see this. Pisces energy, Cancer energy. So again, you could be dealing with one of those signs. You got those signs strong in your chart. Does not have to be the case. Talk about, I think you sensed something was off from like the get-go, or like very, very quickly after hitting this person up, dating, like almost as if there was an intensity that was a little too much and it didn't really make sense, the intensity this person had towards you. I feel as if, like, with this person, again, they are very much moon-like, where what I mean by that is that they have different phases, they have different times when their light is very strong and they could be really social or really talkative, but then could be very, very quiet, dark, moody. And I think you sensed like the difference of this person so much that it was hard to ignore. And it may have come through when they were emotionally triggered. So let's just say, I don't know, you guys were talking and you kind of brought up an idea about relationships, like, oh yeah, I'm just kind of curious of what's out there right now, not looking towards anything, but if the right person comes, I'd be open. They take that as being like, oh, so I'm not the one? Oh, you're not that interested? Like, you know what I mean? Like, just kind of like have their own sensitive spin on it and then kind of like project it out onto you, or like pretend like there's nothing wrong when you can tell they're really disturbed and bothered by it. This person has a lot of complexity, but I think it's a little bit of messy complexity here. And there's definitely daydreaming right now going on. There's definitely, to be kind, the kindest way I could describe it, a little bit delusion here going on. And I think they're still running these fantasies in their mind of you and how they can get you back and how they can have another chance. I definitely feel like you've either dreamt of this person recently or they dreamt of you and keep on dreaming of you. That's how much you're on their mind, Gemini. You're deep in their unconscious, and it's a wound unconscious type of vibe here. And especially if like you guys are, in the same friend group or you're partying with each other or hanging out with each other, they can't help but imagine, the things you must be doing without them that starts to get them emotional, jealous. They may think you like a certain person in the friend group that they get jealous of, or that you guys are getting close, or it could be a coworker. Wow, okay. Whew, so let's get into this. So we first have the Four of Cups and how they feel about you. Cancer energy. There are 2 4s here. Your birthday could be June 4th, June 14th, or May 24th. But yeah, I see this sense of they feel like they're unsatisfied with how things are. They feel like they are upset that you rejected them, that you may have been bored with them, or that you just didn't feel the connection. They're not satisfied with how things ended between the two of you, or they're just not satisfied with the answer you gave as to why maybe you guys should break it off. They feel a little disappointed. They feel definitely hurt. They feel rejected. They feel like something, they're still mad about what something didn't or couldn't continue with you. And they're holding a grudge in their heart space for you, Gemini. And I think if you guys do have to see this person often, or you're in the same friend group, I think you could tell that they're trying, again, to put on that mask or to put on that front. But the way they're acting is a little immature, and definitely you can sense the bothered vibe here. So if they're trying to hide it, it's not really working. What they think about you is the 7 of Pentacles, Taurus energy. So for me, what I'm feeling here is that they're still kind of like waiting on something to grow. They think maybe even though it's hard for them to or their attempts at trying to mask their feelings haven't worked, they think if they could lay it cool, be non-detached, or pretend to be non-detached, that if they wait long enough and put small effort into still being around you, hanging out with you, maybe there's something to come from that. They definitely think about the times you guys did hang out with each other when you started off as friends or coworkers perhaps, and then the times when I feel like there's one time you guys hooked up or stayed the night at their house, and it may have been that a one and only time. I'm not saying one night stand, but just definitely that one and only time you were this intimate with this person. And they still kind of hold that memory as being, something that was fated or something that had to have happened. And there's just more that needs to come from it. It doesn't make sense otherwise. That's how they're trying to kind of reason with what has happened between the two of you here. Even if one of you guys just slept on the couch, they still feel there was potential, or that was a sign that something more was meant to happen between the two of you. What they like the most about you, Five of Swords, Aquarius energy. Sorry, I have to censor these for YouTube community guidelines. You could have Aquarius rising, Aquarius moon. But I think they thought you were really cunning. They thought that you were really sarcastic with your jokes, with your personality. You may kind of like to like roast people or kind of just tease people a little bit for fun. I don't feel it in a malicious way. I don't feel it in a mean way. But some of the things you say are actually pretty funny. And people do laugh about that. And I think there is a little time where they may have felt like you were teasing them. And that got them excited. They kind of felt like maybe you were leading them on in a sense, that you were sending hints. But maybe, that is just a flirty way of yours, or you don't realize maybe that it would come off as flirting. But that's exactly how they kind of took it in. I'm getting a vision of like you playing with their hair one time, or like messing it up one time, or like, I don't know. And that was something for them that like in their brain, in their mind linked, oh, they're into me. Or complimented them on their hair or something like that. But yeah, I think they do think you are someone that definitely is like someone who carries their own, who isn't afraid to be themselves and to kind of express it that way. If you're uncomfortable with the situation, you'll vocalize it. You're someone that definitely likes to have the upper hand in some ways, or at least this is how they're viewing you, right? I'm just the messenger here, but they think there's a part of you that like likes to play games or likes to have the upper hand in a sense. And you may not even be seeing yourself doing this at all or have that intention, but that's how they're perceiving it. And it's like, oh, they're playful with me. They must be flirting with me. That's how I'm kind of getting with this Five of Swords here, what they like the most about you. What they don't like about you is the Eight of Cups. Pisces energy. Again, I'm not surprised to see this. So they think you've been emotionally detached, or that you were the one to walk away from this and walk away from them. And I think you gave like a reasonable like explanation why, but they just have not been able to accept that. And they won't accept that. They feel it was unfair. They feel or tell people that like you just blew them off, you ghosted them, you just left them when they thought everything was going really, really well. But again, with the Moon card energy here, I just think that they have a tendency to kind of twist or morph the reality to fit their emotional needs. And so they blame you for being the one to walk away, or for you leaving this connection. And I think even if you gave all the right reasons as to why you felt that way, they still feel there's lingering energy there that they need to still try to chase, or that they still need to wait on. But they don't like the fact that you were the one that kind of gave up on this, or pulled back from this, or walked away from this. Especially if you were just not into it, or especially if that's what you told them, is that you just were not into this anymore, or just didn't feel right for you anymore. They're not accepting that. What they like the most about this connection is the King of Pentacles, Taurus energy. So when they had you, they felt like they had a lot. I wonder if they're like they think you're very physically attractive. So in some way, like you were someone they could brag about being with. They showed your picture to friends and family members, and maybe you already kind of jumped the gun a little bit by like saying we're dating, or that like this is my new girlfriend, boyfriend, a little bit too soon. They thought they had this like on lock in the bag, that I was gonna, own this, protect this. And again, like with the addiction card here, the words that came out on this card was possession, controlling. Like they thought that there was some sort of in with you, that you could be all theirs. And they are kind of possessive lovers in that way. And I think some of you, for how quickly they were starting to show that, you caught on a bit. And they liked when you guys were together, they felt they had it all. And they felt like just having you was the main goal here. I hate to bring up Schmeagol, but it's kind of like my precious type of vibes here that they felt they had with you. that was coming on a bit too strong for your comfort. But they liked that. They liked that they felt like they had you and you to themselves and already going off of that idea of you being theirs. What they don't like about this connection right now is justice. Libra energy. So they don't feel like they got their justice. They don't feel they ended up with what was supposed to happen. They are relying too much on their own needs than accepting what is. And so instead of accepting what is, they are kind of blaming you, blaming the universe, or blaming circumstances, other than the fact that you just didn't feel compatible with them. Or something happened where you were like good off it, and you have that right to feel that way. And again, it's just something that they can't accept. And they feel like what has happened isn't right, isn't fair. And that's where the grudge is still kind of being held here, Gemini. And so with this justice card here, I think that like they think things did not turn out in their favor, did not turn out in the way that is supposed to yet. And so this hope of justice, or this hope of, like what I said with the Seven of Pentacles, of if I stick this out and wait long enough, maybe things will change. Maybe I will, wait around long enough to where it's just I'm so in their lives or so much a part of it, I could see that way in. That's when they'll feel they'll have justice. That's when they'll feel like if they have you, then that's when everything's right, despite, everything else adding up against them. I'm hearing private investigator. Now, I don't want to scare anyone. This could just mean like they're acting as their own private investigator, Googling you, looked at your LinkedIn, your social media, like driving by your house type of vibes. I don't know. Maybe they are private investigators for their job, or they may have wanted to hire one, thought about hiring one. So yeah, that's part of the moon addiction energy I'm seeing here. Okay, they're again like emotionally, I think they have a hard time with coping. I think they have a hard time with accepting. So they're kind of going off the rails here, or want to, and imagine going off the rails here. Highest hopes is the Empress. So this is Taurus energy, Libra energy. This is a very specific message. Bear with me for 1 second and then I'll give the general reading of this card. I wonder if the last time you guys were physical, for some of you, there was no protection. And they may be hoping that they're pregnant or that they got you pregnant. I will just throw that out there, okay? Now, others of you generally, yeah, I think they felt the best with you. It gave them some ego boost. It gave them some feed to their idea of you, an idea of what the two of you were meant to be, and how you were supposed to have the white picket fence and the kids and the marriage and all that. Like, they're hoping that that possibility will still happen with you. And they're hoping to seduce you, or try to seduce you soon, and try to sell this idea. But again, like, I think they just want you the way that they envision you and the way that they project that idea out to you. But again, if they have that idea or just have you around, they think that everything would be good in their life, that they would have all the abundance, all that they need. And that's a lot to put on someone. Their entire happiness on you is kind of what I'm feeling for this Empress vibe. They may view you as their divine feminine. And we all have masculine and feminine energies, but we tend to be more dominantly masculine and feminine. And some of you, yeah, they're hoping that you are their divine feminine counterpart that they were meant to have a soulmate connection with. And others of you, they're hoping to use their feminine skills, wiles, tactics of seduction. I don't want to say a trap, because that's really not how they perceive it, but that's how I'm seeing it, to kind of get you in their web again. And they're hoping that sex or romance or flirtation or compliments or love bombing is going to be the way to get you back in that. Deepest fears is the Four of Wands. Aries energy. they're afraid of you being with someone else right now. They can't stand the thought of that, especially if they know this person. They can't stand the thought of them kissing on you, touching you, holding you. Again, even if it was never that serious, it bothers them that much, Gemini, to think that you have been, doing your own thing, having fun without them. They think they could be so much better for you. They think they could do so much better for you, and that they would be the perfect partner for you. And you're the one that's like stopping this partnership from fully unfolding here. Some of you guys, I wonder if you had some sort of like event or hangout group session that you didn't invite them to, and it made them upset, it made them hurt. But I think, with the circumstances, I don't think you made the wrong choice in that. But they were mad they didn't get the invite here for a few of you. But really, generally, most of you, yeah, I think they're afraid of you moving on to someone else, being in a connection with someone else when that should be them with you. All right, Gemini. To see the likely outcome of the situation, what is likely to happen and unfold from now to the upcoming days, weeks, months of this connection, what do you need to be aware of this person? What are they likely to do and not do? We're to go ahead and take this to Patreon for the extended reading. I'm going to overturn this card here, show you some more tarot oracle cards to just dive deeper into this whole situation. For those of you that you really felt this was your reading, I promise there'll be more answers and clarity for you in the extended reading. So if you'd like to join me for the extended reading, open the description box of this video and you will find a link to Patreon that will take you to the extended reading. But those of you that really love my extended readings and don't want to have to repurchase every time, I have a great deal for exclusive Mermaid Scales Tarot members of my Patreon that they could buy with one purchase a month, 11/11, to have access to all the extended readings I ever post. So you can watch your moon, rising, Venus, cross watch, get some more information from those without having to do the same purchase again and again. And also I'll be doing some live readings exclusively for my Patreon members I will not provide for YouTube. Have more chats with you guys on a personal level in that case. So if you're curious about joining my Patreon to have those exclusive perks only to those that are subscribed to my Patreon, I'll be leaving a link to the Patreon in the description box as well in case you're interested. But if this is where we depart, Gemini, I really hope this reading resonated with you, gave you the clarity, insight, healing, guidance that you were looking for by watching this message. And if it has, please let me know. Drop a comment below, hit that like button, and don't forget to subscribe. I love you, Gemini, very much, and I'll see you next time. Take care, Gemini.